Hey there, mindful travelers.
Hey there, mindful travelers.
All right, we're coming to you live from our vehicle right now in the Lowe's parking lot because it is pouring rain outside. Well, it was. It's not raining as much right now, but we're not going to be able to go do our experiment at the swing set like we had planned. So maybe next week we'll be able to do that. So stay tuned for that. But what we are doing is working on our porch. So we need to rebuild our porch because there's some termite damage. So we are about to be going into Lowe's to pick up some wood, and we were trying to figure out what can we do for a lesson today? Because Sarah was really excited about lessons. She really likes these lessons with Novel Excursion that we've been doing. I hope you do too. One of the great things about travel schooling or rural schooling, whatever flavor of homeschooling you do, is that you can really draw a lesson out of everything you do, your day to day, and that's what we're doing right now. We're going to the lumber yard to pick up some wood for this project that we're going to be working on this week. So we decided to do just a quick, brief overview lesson about the lumber industry in the United States. Yeah, I don't think they could see that, but we will also do a math problem right at the end where Sarah is, stop showing them that right now, chill. She's so excited. She's going to do a math problem, so we're going to talk about history and then also math in this lesson where she's going to talk about, or she's going to figure out how many boards we need to go purchase when we go inside. So just to give you a brief rundown of, hey Melissa, thanks for joining us. We're talking about the lumber industry today. So just to start off with, so the lumber industry in the U.S. really started in the 1600s. It was in 1607 when pilgrims first started landing at Jamestown. So there was a need for lumber at the time. And how do you create lumber, Sarah? Where does that come from?
It comes from trees, specifically oak trees usually.
Not specifically, but it comes specifically from pine, typically. Pine is the most used for lumber in the United States.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, what else is pine?
It was oak.
What else is pine used for? You see your daddy use it every Sunday. It's my favorite sport.
Baseball bats.
Yes, baseball bats. Oh my gosh. So there are many different woods used for baseball bats, but we'll get into that on another time. Oh, look, Melissa says hello. Say hi, Melissa. Hi, Miss Melissa. Okay, so yeah, 1607 is when the lumber industry really kicked off in America. It continued to grow throughout the time as we colonized more of the country and moved west. As we settled further up north, actually, into New England by the 1790s, it became a major export. So you should be taking notes, little one, instead of making faces. All right. So in New England, we were exporting 36 million feet of pine per year. Do you know why we had a massive boom in the lumber industry? No? It was because of shipbuilding. So shipbuilding became a huge industry in the United States as we started going to and from. Colonists were coming, immigrants were coming over from Europe, and we were going back and forth across the Atlantic, and then also exploring down into the Caribbean, down near Florida, and into the Bahamas region, okay? Mm-hmm. So there was a big need for ships, and that really spurred this boom in the lumber industry. At the time, we were exporting about 300 ship masts per year. And do you know what a ship mast is? Ship mast, do you know what that is?
That's the part with the giant sail with the crow's nest too.
Yeah, exactly.
The crow's nest is the little basket that people with the spyglass stand in movies to look for other ships.
Yeah? What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
I forgot the joke that Grandpa said, but Grandpa said another one that's pretty funny. What was it? Something about C. Anyways, let's go back on. Sorry for that aside. Anyway, so moving on to the next century, into 1830s, Bangor, Maine became the world's largest supplier of lumber. The largest shipping port, of lumber. Okay, and that was in Maine. That was the joke. Anyways, so as we moved west, the shipping industry or the lumber industry kind of moved from Maine. It still happened in the northeast portion of the country, but it really moved to the north. Okay, we had a connection issue there. By the 1970s, 40% of the lumber in the U.S. was coming from Washington and Oregon. Have you been there before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why do you think Washington and Oregon was a good place for lumber? What did we see when we were there? What?
We saw a big thing with little houses made of lots of wood, and it had like giant tree
what was
stumps.
everywhere? What was all over Oregon? We saw waterfalls. We went on walks. They were everywhere. What do you use for lumber, silly? Trees, yes. There are forests all over the place. Oh, my goodness. Yes, so that's why Washington and Oregon was a great place to get lumber.
Yeah.
So something that Sarah doesn't know about, and we're going to have to teach her, is Paul Bunyan. You don't know who Paul Bunyan is? So Paul Bunyan is...
It sounds like Dan's Uncle Paul, but I don't think
it does sound like Dan's Uncle
related.
Paul, but no, Paul Bunyan looks a little more like me with the full beard. So it's folklore, so he's a legend in American history that he represents the lumberjack. And what is a lumberjack?
The wood.
They hack the wood down, yes. It's someone who has a job to cut down the wood. So Paul Bunyan was the symbol, the iconic image of a lumberjack in U.S. history. Stop with the faces. And he had a blue ox named Babe. So, yes, we will have to find a story and read more about that. But before we go, we need to get inside and get some wood. So we have a porch that's 20 feet long, right? 20 feet. Okay, that's how long we need. We're going to get 6-inch boards. How many boards do we need? So let's see. Why don't you walk everyone through and let them know how we're doing this. Hey, Dan's Uncle Paul. Look, Dan's Uncle Paul just joined us. Say hi, Dan's Uncle Paul.
Hi, Dan's Uncle Paul.
All right, so the question is 20-foot long porch, 6-inch boards, right? So how many inches total are we looking at?
We're looking at 240 inches.
And how did we figure that out?
Well, we took 1 foot, which is 12 inches.
Okay.
And I know that from mathy stuff.
Okay.
And we did that times 20, and then we did 12 inches times 20.
Okay, because we do the same on either side of the equal sign, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then we multiplied that, so we got 240 inches.
Equals 20 feet. Okay, so now if we're using 6-inch boards, how many boards do we need?
We need...
What do we have to do to the 240?
Well, we need to divide the 240 by 6.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see.
Probably not, and it's probably backwards.
Like
we have to learn how to write backwards for the group.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, all right, we divided 240 by 6, and what did we get?
We got, well, first, so we got the 6. And
let's just tell them how many boards we got.
40 boards.
40 boards. We need 40 whole boards. Oh, my goodness.
Right here and right up here.
Yes, it is. Okay, so we need 40 whole boards when we go inside. All right, so we better go get to work. But thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the lesson. We did a little bit of history, a little bit of math. And that's the great thing about travel schooling. Just be flexible. You can find something to learn about wherever you go, whatever you're doing. And it's a great way to keep the little one occupied and try and keep her from making all those faces. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And as always, we're going to keep doing this throughout the fall, Mondays and Wednesdays at noon Central Time. And I think, we don't know for sure, but I think we're going to start doing it on Wednesdays only in the spring. But it really depends on class schedule for Amanda. So all of this is kind of flexible with our lifestyle. So that's the great thing about being location independent and doing travel schooling. So as we say here at Novel Excursion,
don't forget to travel mindfully.
Bye. Thank y'all for stopping by.